Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Tobias here, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's already nighttime. I didn't do a regular vlog today. Instead, I'm gonna give you a different kind of vlog, which is gonna be more of a story time type of thing. And the reason I'm deciding to do this is because I've had a lot of great experiences in my lifetime, and sometimes I think to myself, wow, I wish I was vlogging back then, like years ago, because some of this stuff I would have really liked to have documented on video. But before I tell you about my adventure, I want to give a big thank you to a YouTuber by the name of Liam Pinheiro. I hope I'm saying that right. This is his channel right here. That's his channel. He's a really good vlogger. I want to give him a big thank you because the other day he put out a vlog and he gave my channel a shout out, and I really appreciate that. That was great. So I thought I could return a similar type of favor to you guys. Although my channel is not very big, if any of you guys want a shout out, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Then at the bottom of this video, go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me what kind of videos you make, and I will give you a shout out. So before I start on this adventure video, I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep, and I will continue this in the morning. Alright guys, so it is now the morning. I had to pick a different location to film this video because they're like cutting trees behind my house, and like it's really noisy. So before I jump into this video, I want to give you guys some background information. Throughout my life, I've been fortunate enough to do quite a bit of traveling with my family, and both my parents being European, we would go back to Europe every so often, mostly to visit family, but we'd also take like trips. And taking these kinds of trips was honestly something that I've kind of just taken for granted, like my whole life when I was younger. But now I feel like I have a greater appreciation for these kinds of things, and I strongly encourage people to go travel to other countries and get a different perspective of the world, especially for my American friends. Because growing up with this American-centric point of view that so many people have here, it's very narrow-sighted, and there's more to the world than what you may know or hear about here. So I'm just saying. So now let me get into the story of the time I thought I was going to die. It all started back in the summer of July 2007. Here we are, me and my sister, or should I say my sister and I, on the flyaway bus on the way to LAX airport. You could see it was still dark outside, and you could see the tiredness in our faces. Here we are at the airport. Now if you look closely in the background, there's a screen that says attention, and then under that it says security level has been raised to orange. We clearly did not see this because you could see that there's no sign of urgentness or nervousness on our faces. We were completely oblivious to that sign. Here we are doing a layover in Philadelphia, and I believe that's the Liberty Bell right there, or at least a replica. Here's Tia, clearly exhausted on the airplane. We were all super tired because we woke up, I don't even know what time we woke up. But here we are, landing in Scotland. In Glasgow, actually. That's what it looks like when you go down to land in Scotland. Very green compared to here. And here I am, acting a goat. I was tired, but I don't know. My mom always says I can never take a normal picture. I always have to be doing something ridiculous. And also, guys, I have like a pretty hard time like keeping my eyes open in pictures, like especially when there's a flash. Oh, by the way, I was like 17 years old in these pictures, so yeah, back in 2007. I look so young in these pictures. It was right before I went into my freshman year of college. So yeah, here we are. We're in Glasgow. Those are my grandparents. That's my mom, my sister on the left. Glasgow used to be really big on shipbuilding. Here I am at the local skate park with some friends that I made there. And this is where our journey begins. We took a small trip when we were there in Scotland, and we decided to go up to a place called the Orkney Islands. It's the northernmost part of Scotland. The journey to the Orkney Islands took us an entire day. We took a combination of trains and buses and a boat to get to our destination. In this picture, we're waiting on the deck to board that boat behind us. Now notice the size of the boat. It wasn't a very large boat. And also notice how underdressed we are. This picture was taken from the boat as we were leaving the mainland. Here's a picture of me looking out a window on the boat. Now notice how you cannot see any land in sight. That's how every view from the boat looked. All you saw was water and clouds. These were the seats inside the boat. Notice how there are life jackets strapped to the ceiling above the windows. This is the point where the pictures stop on the boat. The reason is because the conditions of the water and the weather were so bad, the boat was getting tossed around like crazy. In my mind, at this point, I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, we are in the middle of the ocean. This boat is gonna break in half. The boat would get launched in the air from a wave and then come crashing down on the water. And at this point, I'd never experienced anything like that in my life. I thought on one of those waves, the boat was just gonna come crashing down and it was just gonna split in half. Even the crew members on the boat started to look a little nervous. On top of that, I was getting insanely seasick. This was also around the time when I accepted the fact that, oh my gosh, there is a strong possibility that I'm gonna get ejected from this boat. The boat's gonna split in half and I'm gonna be in that water. Finally, to the relief of myself and all the other passengers and my family, we saw land. And if you look at this picture, you could see in that rock that the profile of the rock kind of looks like a man's face, and that rock, I don't remember the name exactly, but it's called like Old Man Rock or something like that. I was truly happy to see land, and once we pulled in and got off the boat, it was a huge relief. Here we are eating in a restaurant that night after getting off the boat. As you can see, we all look well beaten from the journey. And my face, I don't know what I'm doing. As I said earlier, I have a hard time keeping my eyes open in photos. And apparently my dad does too. Here's Tia, totally exhausted from the trip. I think she fell asleep right there and then in the restaurant. Here's the next day, on the Orkney Islands. Turns out the Orkneys, like when you're traveling to the islands, you know that they're small islands, but you know, they're big, they have cities, you know? Not big cities, they have towns, I should say. But, and they also might have a small airport somewhere on one of the bigger islands. But yeah, this is classic Europe, you know, small corridors in between buildings, small roads. Here's a church. It was actually really nice. The side view of the church with the graveyard in front. Okay, this part was really cool. We went to these like ruins, and it was kind of like how the indigenous people lived like thousands of years ago. This is like kind of the food that they would have eaten, mostly seafood because they're surrounded by water. And the odd thing about the Orkneys is that throughout the year, the temperature of the island doesn't change that much because it's somehow like regulated by the water. So it doesn't get freezing cold, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, they actually have some pretty nice beaches. You know, it probably rarely gets like sunny and like nice like the beaches here in America, but you know, still pretty nice beaches, nice sand and everything. Mind you guys, this is in the middle of summer. This is in July, so this is probably like the best weather they probably get over there. And then we took a tour to go see these standing stones. And the standing stones, they're like kind of like Stonehenge. Giant rocks that have been there for who knows how long. Like I'm sure somebody knows how long, but I mean, it's kind of like the Stonehenge is what I'm trying to say. In huge circles, and these are huge rocks. It was insane. And the diameters of these circles were huge. And here are some sunken ships, kind of like a ship graveyard from ships that were sunken in the war. That was actually really cool to see. And here we are, about to get back on the boat to head back to the mainland. But notice the interesting thing about the journey back. The weather did a complete 180. It was beautiful. And notice, we weren't exactly in the middle of the ocean as I had thought on the journey up there. There's actually islands all around us. I remember laughing to myself and thinking, oh my gosh, I was so scared on the journey here. I thought we were in the middle of the ocean and that no one would find us on this boat. And here we are, arriving back on the mainland, enjoying the rest of our Scottish vacation. And then it was off to Switzerland. Here I am at a local skate park in Switzerland with my grandpa's car in the background. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe I'll do like some more of these videos of my travels from the past. I think that might be kind of cool. Alright guys, if this is the first video of mine that you've seen, go ahead and check out the rest of my channel. I do music, I do daily vlogs, I do the occasional review. And if you like what you see here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace, good night, or good morning. I don't know. Peace.